Chris Cunha is the Vice President of Emerging Product Sales at InsideSales.com. He is formerly the CEO of iHance, an easy-to-use email engagement tracking platform for salespeople, now known as Vision by InsideSales.com. Chris is a passionate sales leader with decades of technology sales and investment banking experience. What Chris loves most about his job is the opportunity to transform ordinary sales reps into extraordinary, mind-reading mavens who will source and close more deals faster while delivering a superior customer experience. Chris is also a graduate of MIT with an MBA from Stanford. In his personal time, Chris enjoys playing squash, but mostly against grossly inferior opponents, so he's sure to win.
Thank you, Brian McFadden. It's an honor and a privilege to be presenting to you today. As Brian mentioned, I'm the former CEO of iHance, the creator of Vision. And as many of you know, our company iHance was acquired by Inside Sales a little over a year ago, and we couldn't be happier to be a part of the Inside Sales family. What I especially love is the fact that if you ask anyone at Inside Sales what their favorite tool is, they will tell you, without a doubt, it's Vision. So similar to most of our clients, Vision is used throughout the organization here at Inside Sales. It's used by our inbound and outbound business development teams, all of our sales teams from SMB to mid-market to enterprise, our entire client account management team, our support team, certain members of finance, such as the accounts receivable team, and legal. Essentially, anyone who is sending high-value emails and wants to know who is engaged is a candidate for Vision. So in summary, there are three goals that I'd like to achieve with this webinar. First, to educate you on how easy it is to use Vision and why it's so addictive. It's no secret that this is one of the few sales tools that gets 100% adoption and utilization because it's so effortless to use. That's right. It just works in the background, requires no change in behavior to use, and it just never breaks. Okay, my second goal is to prove the value of Vision for everyone in your organization that is sending high-value email and would benefit from knowing who is engaged. For sales reps, the last week of the quarter is absolutely critical, and there is nothing quite like Vision when you're trying to negotiate and close deals. My third goal is to show you how Vision fits into our sales acceleration platform and the benefits that you will derive from adding Vision as part of your Power Dialer or Click-to-Call products. So let's start off by outlining the three key problems that all sales reps face, whether they're trying to get in touch with a prospect over the phone or via email. The first is, who should I focus on? The second is, what should I say? And the third is, when should I follow up? Okay, so we're going to tackle each of these three different problems and outline some really elegant solutions for you. So think about what it's like for you to use email without the benefit of a solution like Vision. Once you click send and you send your email either to one person or multiple people in the to and CC field, you are absolutely blind. You have no idea. Was your email opened? Was it read and forwarded? Were the links or attachments in your email interacted with? Who on earth is interested and engaged? And where do you spend your time? So, spoiler alert here, we're going to show you how to engage when your prospect is hooked. We're going to give you real-time alerts that's going to tell you exactly who is engaged and when they're engaged, and we're going to urge you to call them by putting these alerts right on your desktop so you can just simply click a button and get them on the phone. And then we're going to give you individual contact reports that tell you in detail every single interaction that individual prospects have had with your content. So the second issue we see with sales reps' emails is there's incredibly high variability with no quality control. Right? So we have emails that are being sent out by tenured reps that are incredibly well put together. And we've got emails that are being sent out by some of our junior reps that we wish we could recall and rewrite. So essentially, are the emails that your sales reps are sending out, are they reflecting your brand well? Okay? Which reps are getting the most responses and the most alerts? which templates and attachments are working and which ones don't, and who is sending emails on cadence and essentially taking a prospect from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel in record time. So we're going to solve this issue by giving you managed templates and attachments. We're going to get your reps sending out consistently high-quality content that is on message and effective. They're going to be able to pull templates from Salesforce or from the Vision database, depending on your workflow, and you're going to be able to share content that is working well with your entire team and find out which templates, links, and attachments are getting the highest rate of click-through. And the third problem with most sales reps' emails is that email simply isn't being sent at the right time. What do I mean by that? Essentially, reps are sending email when it's convenient for them to send the email, not for the prospect to receive and open the email. And then the question is, when are recipients most likely to engage with your email? So as with everything in life, timing is everything. Here's a response audit study that we did in conjunction with an MIT professor that looked at contacts made from first dials. What we found is that the best time to respond to a web lead is within 5 minutes, and there's a 10x decrease after the first 5 minutes. So we're doing similar studies on email behavior to really be able to prescriptively guide you on the best time to send an email. And in fact, spoiler alert, I want to talk about NeuralSend, which is an ingenious innovation that we've come up with that uses predictive analytics and machine learning to essentially send your email at the optimal time for it to be engaged with. And here's why we developed this product. I mean, essentially, if you look at various different email studies on when is the best time to send an email, you'll see tremendous variability in terms of people saying, send email very early in the morning, or peak open times are just before and after lunch, or email sent from 8 p.m. to midnight generated higher open and click rates than any other time of the day, and so on and so forth. I mean, essentially, all these people are right. And what they're really talking about is sending email that's within their domain of expertise, whether it's a B2B email or B2C email, or it's a company in the tech industry or a company in the transportation industry. I mean, there's tremendous variability in terms of email behavior. And so what we did in order to essentially cut through the noise is develop a product that does the heavy lifting for you. So we give you 3 alternatives to send your email. Number 1, you can just hit the send button like you do today and send your email off. Number 2, you can use custom schedule. So if you're like me and I feel like CEOs interact with my emails in the early afternoons from 5 to 6 on weekdays and then sometimes on weekends. So I can custom schedule my emails to be sent at exactly what the time I believe they will be interacting with the most. And I love this feature. And then number 3, you can lean on us and use NeuralSend, which is our predictive scheduling algorithm that essentially looks at the 80 billion sales transactions that we have in our heuristics database and will determine the ideal time to send your email to maximize the interaction. So in addition to giving reps an incredibly easy-to-use product that they use throughout the day, the intended consequence of all the data that they're generating is a beautiful thing because we package and present all this data to management so that managers can get increased visibility into the business. So every email that's incoming and outgoing is logged into Salesforce. This gives reps really good information at their fingertips in terms of who's saying what to what account. And then for managers, this means that your data overall is far more accurate, which in turn means that managers can make better decisions across the board. Okay? So we report on various different things. We enable managers and reps to understand which contacts are most engaged and which content is working well. So top templates, links, attachments, we feed this data to you. You will also know that one rep's templates are successful and another rep's are never opened, and you can go into details and figure out exactly why. And then finally, we measure rep effort, who's sending the most emails, and we measure rep effectiveness, who's getting the most emails interacted with. Clearly, both is best. Since I was asked to give you folks a detailed product demo, I thought I'd run through and highlight some of our key features. So in terms of setup, we have plugins and we have server-side solutions. Our plugins for Gmail and Outlook are incredibly easy to install and use. Training takes about 5 minutes and you're off to the races. We give you notification feeds directly in your inbox, and we give you built-in templates and attachments as well. Our server-side solutions take about 30 minutes to set up, and we have terrific solutions for Office 365 and Google Apps where we could route email on a per-user basis. The advantage of our server-side solutions is we enable the tracking of all email, including mobile email. And for enterprise customers, we have the ability to combine both solutions where you have the plugin on the front side with all the benefits that brings, and we have server-side routing on the back end to provide some of the more advanced functionality that we offer. Our users love our templates feature because it's so easy to use. Reps can create custom templates. Management can create shared templates. You can access templates from Outlook with Gmail, and you can edit templates from Outlook with Gmail. And then we give transparent template reports to everyone. Essentially, you can create private templates or public templates. If you create public templates, it really benefits the entire organization, because if you have a template that is, incredibly effective, it's fantastic to share best practices across our organization and really to use the best of the best. With regard to attachments, we give you two choices. You can either just attach a regular attachment like you do today from your desktop, or you can choose an attachment that's stored in our Managed Attachments folder. So essentially what we are doing is we're tracking all attachment downloads, irrespective of where you send them from, and we include suggestions on what to include. The beautiful thing about the Managed Attachments is they can be kept up to date by one person throughout the organization, and as opposed to having reps sending old attachments or outdated materials, you make sure that every rep is sending the latest and greatest collateral that marketing has put together for them. We already talked about custom schedule in detail, essentially choosing the date and time to send an email. This functionality is available for Gmail today, and we are currently developing it for the Outlook plugin as well. And here's Neural Send, really one of my absolute favorite aspects of this new product. The ability to leverage Neuralytics' predictive engine to send an email at the optimal time. There's never been anything quite like it, and it's been a lot of fun to experiment with in terms of when I think I would typically send an email and when the engine essentially tells me it should deliver my email. And we're in the early innings here with this functionality, and we have a terrific roadmap in terms of where we're going to take it to ultimately try and hone in and maximize the interaction with your emails. So it would be pointless to get all of these fantastic alerts that we're giving you if you couldn't easily take the next step and pick up the phone and call the prospect. Because ultimately, you're not going to close the deal by email. You've got to pick up the phone and connect with the prospect live. So from our notifications, we essentially enable you to leverage our click-to-call and power dialer infrastructure that's in either Salesforce or LMP. And essentially, what this enables you to do is to dial the person and either leave a voicemail that's pre-recorded, to use local presence, to use all these amazing features that we've developed over the last several years, and essentially close the loop with the prospect when they are warm. So we have far more reports than we've ever had in the product, and we give reports to the rep, and we give reports to the manager. We show what content's successful, what are the top attachments, templates, links that are being clicked on, or the top contacts by engagement. We also have terrific rep statistics for managers in terms of emails sent and emails opened. But what really gets me energized about these reports is the diamond in the rough. So what do I mean by that? Essentially, you have most of the reps that are just sending out collateral that marketing has put together. But every now and then, you've got some innovative rep that finds a third-party blog and includes a link to that blog in their email, and all of a sudden, they have like 95% click-through on their emails and terrific engagement, and they're one of the top reps closing deals. That bubbles up to management, and before long, management's telling every single rep to include that blog article in their customized emails. Really powerful stuff. And as you would expect, all of the admin is web-based. So the individual rep reports, the manager reports, the ability to manage the templates and manage attachments, it's super easy to use, and it has to be this way to get 100% adoption of the product. So for those of you who are keeping a scorecard on features, I figured this would be a good slide for you. Essentially, on the left-hand side in blue are some of the common features that other vendors claim to have. Now, if you go through each of these, you will actually see a big difference if you dive into the details, like on website visits. Is it persistent tracking or is there no tracking at all? With regard to the automated CRM logging, is it basically just logging email to the activities and tasks record, or is it logging email to a custom email object that was designed for storing email? I mean, every one of these points, we have developed features that really work for the sales rep and are just built into normal sales processes, so they have to do as little work and really not have to go out of their comfort zone to use this product and to get value from it. Now, on the right, in red, I've highlighted some of the features that are really unique to us. Okay, so multi-recipient and forward tracking. If you send an email with multiple people in the to and CC field, we're able to tell you by name who's interacting with that email. Neural send and custom schedule, right? Both, very unique, especially neural send. And then the ability to leverage our platform and click to call directly from the notifications. Really cool stuff. And, far more important than features are benefits. Like, what are the critical tasks that are done better with Vision? Now, I know this slide is not a pretty slide to look at, but I figure you'd be able to, review this webinar and essentially focus on the details that you think are compelling. But just to highlight a few things that really jump out at me in terms of real tangible benefits that I love about Vision. Number one, just knowing when to put that call in. I mean, essentially just getting a sense as to when the engagement level with a prospect is sufficient, right, that it's worth your time to make that call. And then number two, knowing when a cold prospect re-engages. This is incredibly powerful stuff. I mean, in Vision, your reps just sending out emails blindly to prospects, not knowing when the best time is to send that email, or even if the prospect is ready to buy today. Well, think about what happens next. When that buyer ultimately is ready to buy, be it 3 weeks, 3 months, or even 2 years from now, what are they going to do? Number one, they're either going to go and search for an email that you sent them, or probably more likely, they're going to go and do a Google search and land on your website. If they land on your website or they interact with an email that one of your reps sent, every single rep at your company that has emailed that contact or owns the account in Salesforce is going to get a real-time alert. This is powerful stuff, right? So we're not alerting marketing and waiting for marketing to alert the rep. We're alerting the rep directly. And we've shown in studies that 80% of the time, the first rep that makes that call to a prospect that's ready to buy, if they're intelligent enough to talk about the product and really compare and contrast it with the competitors, chances are they're going to win that deal. So that value really comes out if you talk to any of our users. We have over 95% customer retention, and you can just do a Google search and call anyone who's using Vision out there, and essentially talk to them directly, and they're going to give you real-world examples of how Vision is really helping them close business on a daily basis. Here's a summary of some of the key benefits that we get directly from our customers. Number one is really the ability to accurately forecast the pipeline, knowing whether reps will actually close a deal or not close a deal based on the emails and the interaction that's flowing back and forth. Number two, we found time and time again that sales rep results directly correlate to email engagement and dials. So if you measure in your organization which reps are sending emails and getting engagement and which reps are making dials and actually connecting with the prospect, those two are directly correlated to the closed deals that rep will bring in at the end of the month. And then finally, we increase close rates by up to 30% in 90 days. So if you talk to our platform customers that are using our products in conjunction with one another, it really is a powerful lift. And I encourage you to essentially talk to one of our sales reps or talk to one of our customers to learn more about how they are leveraging our sales acceleration platform. Here's April Larson, who's been a customer of Vision for the last 8 years. She says, without Vision, we're flying blind. And every one of April's inside sales reps and field reps are using Vision, and they have been for a long time. So I encourage you to reach out to her directly and get some feedback. So look, in every attractive market segment, you're going to have competitors. And what we've done over here is attempted to compare Vision to some of our common competitors. And we look at sort of value to the customer along various different variables. So I urge you, if you're looking at any of these companies, to really look under the covers and really figure out what the truth is behind the statements. So, for example, in tracking, most B2B emails are going to include multiple recipients in the to and CC field. You've got to be able to have solid tracking of individual recipients and know who's interacting. In CRM Sync, our absolute automation email integration product, which is included in Vision, twice won the App Exchange App of the Year award in the productivity category. Why? Because we make email logging super simple and 100% automated. Okay? Templates, the ability to have flexibility as to whether you want to pull your templates from Salesforce or from the Vision database, and the ease of creating new templates. Compatibility is important because if you switch from Exchange to Office 365 or from Exchange to Google Apps, we've got you covered because we cover all of those platforms. On price, prior to the acquisition, we were selling Vision for $99 per user per month. We dropped the price to $49 per user per month post-acquisition and have tripled our customer base. So it's clearly the right price point to be at, and it was clearly a Christmas comes early present for all of our legacy customers. On Neurolytics and our platform features, those are really unique to inside sales, and those clearly push us over the top. So there you have it. I absolutely love our customers. If you pick up the phone and talk to any customer that's using Vision, I guarantee you're going to get fantastic feedback. All three of these customers have been with us for the past 6 to 7 years. In most cases, we've got inside sales reps and field reps using the product. If people leave to go to another company, we get the first call, and so our business has grown tremendously from reps who essentially want to get Vision and take it with them. And even if they join a company and the company isn't ready to pay for vision, they're willing to pay for it out of their own pockets. And that essentially is really the key indicator on how valuable vision is, because I can't think of too many products that I would want to pay for out of my own pocket if I'm using them in a business sense. But vision clearly passes the hurdle as one of those products. So in closing, thank you so much for staying with me. Be sure to visit the InsideSales.com virtual booth for more information. And don't forget to schedule a demo or reach out directly to me. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.